Hey guys, what's going on? It's Filmington. It's the day after the release of 22 Topps Chrome. I've got my 3 jumbo boxes. You're probably wondering why I didn't open one yet. Well, that's going to be explained in today's video. I didn't ever intend to make an update to the original video I posted this soon after release date. Usually I like to take some time, gather more information, really assess the quality of the product, any surprises, any sentiment from people that have opened the product or that have watched rips. But yeah, this is a problem. So for those of you that haven't been informed or aren't in the know, it appears like the extended base short print rookies, and those were the 5 names. Again, that's Witt, J-Rod, Torque, Abrams, and Hunter Green. None of those have surfaced yet online, on Twitter, on Instagram, on blowout forums, on eBay. So one would think that perhaps enough of the product's been opened, so maybe they didn't include them in Hobby and Jumbo at all. There have been some blasters opened. There's probably a bunch of retail configurations that yet haven't been found, like the Megas, the Cellos, and the Hangers. Also, Topps Chrome light boxes, which were available on the website. There's a chance that, even though those are selling for a fraction of the regular hobby box this time around, 100 versus 300 on Topps Direct, there's a chance that that maybe those short prints are in those products. But, given I gave some information in the last video, I talked about how, this is a lock to be a top 5 release, probably closer to the bottom of that top 5. I also mentioned some prices and how some of this is subject to change based on what we learn from the product, or the target price could be adjusted slightly, potentially. Well, it's more than slight, guys. If Topps really omitted the extended base SPs from this product, I'm slashing my target buy price 30% to right around 170. And I think we'll get there. I think that's very possible if the SPs really aren't in here. And I'm not talking about the image variations. That's a different checklist. I'm talking about the extended base SPs. We do know at this point that on the back of the packs, there are no specific odds for the extended base SPs. Is that because they're collated along with the image variations? I don't know if that's the case. Cracknell was able to do some math saying that he thinks that 800 of each of the base version of the image variations exist. If there's 800 of these SPs, then they would have been pulled by now. Again, as long as they're not in some of the other configurations that really haven't been open much. But you'd think they'd put them in hobby, right? There's a chance maybe they're in a later print. I know people thought that about Kellenic. People trying to stand by Topps last year with Topps Chrome. That was just supposed to be a regular SP or SSP, I forget. And that never ended up showing up in a second or third print of the product. There's a chance these things are just like super rare and they're printed 50 of each. 250 total across the 5 names, and just one hasn't surfaced yet. That is a possibility. There's some other things that are wrong with the product too, though, that are a little bit smaller that I wanted to call out. So in addition to there not being like a designated like white space on the card, or slight change of color where you're able to see the contrast, so the auto stands out a little bit more. It's just kind of like they just threw it on the card. Like you wouldn't be able to tell that this is a car that's supposed to have an auto until you see the auto, and it's kind of mixed in with color, which can be difficult if you get like a blue wave refractor. Probably pretty hard to see that auto, right? You've got players in their uniforms last year. J-Rod, his autograph, he's got his minor league number 85 on it. Freddie Freeman, Matt Olson, Nelson Cruz, Carlos Correa, they're in their old uniforms from 2021. That's pretty annoying, right? I've seen a bunch of case breaks, and I've seen, usually Topps Chrome is tough each year, but this time it's different. The sentiment is extremely low. One of the things I like to look at, I like to hear from the collectors. to understand what's the value of the rip. You know, what's the quality for the person that opens it up? What's the experience like? And there's people returning just consistently low numbers of value. It's just like, you know, even with like today's inflated prices, because the singles are super rare at this point, because there's not enough available in the marketplace. I mean, you're looking at people that are consistently pulling 10% or less of an entire case, right? When you buy a case, you're supposed to get like an above average box, right? Within that, you'd think if you're opening 5 or 6 cases, you're supposed to have like one above average case, but then you've got Houdini who breaks an entire case, and his best hit by far is a base Spencer Strider autograph, which might settle in at like, I don't know, $70. And this is like, you know, based on retail prices, not what he paid, but retail prices of a jumbo case, you're looking at what? Like, some people probably paid close to $6,000. And then the other cards he got weren't great at all. Then there's QC issues, and people are complaining that the cards are bricked and they're coming out super curved for a new product. Usually with Topps Chrome, over time, warps, becomes more bowed. But for it to be bowed right away, kind of strange, right? What else? Base autographs of some of the top names. I did see one wit that was pulled, but maybe this is because there's 154 different autograph subjects, but it's hard to find these guys. I haven't seen a J-Rod yet. Haven't seen a J-Rod base auto. So is that short printed? There's a chance that the image is different. We do know that there's a ton of redemptions in this product. We do know that the redemptions are expiring 22 months, not the usual 24 months, 22 months, because they did this all based off of the expected release date of Topps Chrome is always usually like the end of July. But of course we got pushed back this time, so people have 2 fewer months to redeem those autographs. So guys, Topps, I don't want to get into too much, like why this might have happened. You know, is it a business decision to maximize profits? Is it some sort of influence with fanatics? Is it supply chain issue related? I would think it would have to be at least that. The reason why they started printing Topps Chrome so damn early, where they have old uniforms in there. I don't know. Is it an issue with the merger and some growing pains, infrastructure, people, process related sort of growing pains there, with the acquisition? It's annoying, but you know what we can do from this is we can learn from it. I know Topps has disappointed us before. This one might take the cake for me and for some others. Don't now think that, you know, Topps Update and Topps Chrome Update are going to be like these massively loaded products, because, you know, if this is true that they withheld the key rookies, you know, don't think that Topps Update and Topps Chrome Update are just going to be like a lock to be awesome, because Topps can really do whatever they want, whenever they want. They don't have to explain mistakes to people. They don't have to apologize to their mistakes, to collectors, to anyone. The checklist is subject to change at any time. I think they have that in their little disclosure. So in addition to this, guys, like we have to be smarter about parking money in 2022 product. Now, I'm saying the word park because people that pre-order product, they don't see it as an investment maybe, but I see it as a form of investment, because you're tying up your capital for a certain point in time, and you're hoping for, you know, that product to at least sustain value, right? Between when you execute that pre-order and when the product actually comes out. So there's a lot of risk with 2022 product, and it's not just because of print runs, guys. It's not just because of watered down products. It's not just because of what could happen to the players within that product and the lineup itself, and the uncertainty with that lineup, but there's some other risk factors too that I want to talk about in an upcoming video that I'll do. So it's not just specific to 22 Topps Chrome, but yeah, just wanted to get that out there. So yeah, right now, not a top 5 product anymore. Don't pay $235 and $470 for Hobby and Jumbo. The prices almost got there at release date. And if you want to avoid the product altogether, I can't fault you for that also. But yeah, 170, 340 blasters at 35 to 40 bucks. I don't think that really makes too much sense now. Given what we learned, I would take those down about 30% too. I'm closer to 30 bucks now for blasters. All right, guys, that's it. Hopefully not too negative. Or maybe if it was negative, then you feel it was constructive. So, Philmington out. Take care, guys.